Welcome back to another video. In the last video, we looked at a very general overview of what React is and how we're going to be using it. In this video, we're going to finally start working with React. To do so, we will use a setup called Create React App. Now, why are we using this setup? Well, normally working with React takes a lot of boilerplate configuration to get everything up and running before you can actually start writing React code. And normally that boilerplate configuration involves setting up Babel and Webpack. If you watched the first video in the ES6 crash course, you would know that React code is written with ES6 JavaScript code, ECMAScript 6. By using ES6, we're limiting ourselves to very few browsers that actually support this version of JavaScript that you see right here. For that reason, when we write our code with ES6 syntax, we need Babel, which is going to compile our ES6 code into ES5 bundles, which currently all major browsers are compatible with. Another tool we would need to get our React application up and running if we didn't have this Create React App is Webpack. Webpack generates all of our code into a bundle such that the JSX code that we write with React is converted to browser-compatible ES5 code. Then it runs our bundle file with the appropriate code. Now this sounds like so much work just to start working with React. We shouldn't have to deal with all of this boilerplate configuration. We just want to get our React app up and running as soon as possible. Well, thankfully, Facebook considered this and came up with Create React App. It removes the stress of having to deal with endless files of boilerplate configuration and reduces all the tooling that we need to make our React code browser compliant. So if you're ever building a React application, always start with this Create React App. It uses Webpack and all the other configurations behind the scenes for us so that we can start focusing on the React code itself. And to get started with Create React App, open up your terminal and write the command npm install -g create react app. npm installs and grabs the Create React App package from npm and installs it globally. Why are we installing it globally? Well, whenever you're installing something that you want to use in your terminal, your command prompt or shell, whenever you want to use it as a command, we have to install it globally. By installing this package globally, we can now use it as a command in our terminal as Create React App. By calling this command Create React App, we can create a project with the Create React App configuration, and we're going to call the project PhotoWall. However, before executing this command, I want to make sure that our project is installed onto our desktop. So navigate to your desktop directory by writing cd desktop and install your React application by writing the command we just talked about before, Create React App PhotoWall. Right now it's installing our app, and with it React DOM. React DOM is what's responsible for rendering our web page. We briefly talked about it in the last video. And we also get React Scripts. React Scripts installs Babel for us, which transpiles ES6 code to ES5 for browser compatibility. It installs the module bundler Webpack, which is what's needed to bundle all of our assets into one file and run our build. And finally, it gives us Webpack Dev Server, a Node.js Express server which we can host our application and see results of our code. You do not need to worry about any of these packages that React Script installs for us, like Babel or Webpack. Just know that React Scripts does all of the heavy lifting for us and saves us the trouble of boilerplate configuration. Alright, now that you've finished installing your React application, we're given a set of instructions. The first one is to go to our applications directory by writing cd PhotoWall and starting the development server with npm start. And what this does is it opens up our browser to the path localhost 3000. This is where our application is being hosted and currently running. This is the initial state of our Create React App application, and it's being hosted on this given path. This web page you see right now is React code that's being run on the browser. Where is that code, you might ask? Well, according to this, the code lives in source/app.js in our React project. So, back to your desktop, open up your project with Visual Studio, click on New Window. Once it loads, go on the top left icon, press on Open Folder, and we're going to open up our PhotoWall project. If I go to source, app.js, this right here is the code that's being run to generate this web page. This JSX code is what's running on the browser. Now this might seem a bit intimidating for you at the moment. It certainly was for me when I was getting started, but don't worry, we're going to start from zero and work our way up to it. Remember, the only reason we started our project off with Create React App is to avoid having to set up Webpack and Babel. All of these default files and starter code that Create React App generated for us, we don't actually need. That being said, delete app.css, delete app.js, apptest.js as well, we don't need. Index.css, we also don't need. Logo.svg, as well as register-server-worker.js. We don't need that either. This is all just default code that comes with the Create React application. If you save all of your files, your code should automatically rerun, and it gives us some errors. The error being that it cannot detect app.js, which makes sense because we just deleted it. So back into Create React App, delete the reference to the app.js file, as well as the reference to index.scss, or .css I should say. And you know what? We're going to delete everything in this file. We're going to start from scratch. Save all your files, and your page should auto-reload such that it's blank. Which makes sense. We removed all of the JSX code that was responsible for building up the UI of this web page. This right here, index.js, is the entry point of our app. This is where our code is always going to be run. We'll start building up our React application and learn more about React Elements in the next video.